All right. So, polynomial. A polynomial, and I'm going to read you the fancy way, and then we'll break it down a little bit. A polynomial is an expression consisting of many terms. Okay? So, we're going to say an expression that has many terms. Okay? Some examples of this would be, and you guys have seen these and you're like, oh, okay, we got 5, or it could be negative 6x, 4x squared minus 1, 9x cubed plus 4x squared minus x minus 2. Those are all examples of polynomials. So essentially, okay, if we were talking like straight up layman's terms, anything with numbers or letters is a polynomial, right? Would you agree? Those all got numbers and letters. It's an equation, okay? Well, it's not an equation because equation has an equals. But so these are all examples of a polynomial, okay? So don't get so fixated on the numbers that I wrote down, rather than it's numbers and letters, okay? That's what a polynomial is. Okay, the standard form. Now this one is very particular. It must be written in alphabetical order with the highest exponent first. So, I'm going to put ABC order. We got highest to lowest and then exponents. Okay, we got to go highest to lowest and exponents. And Brenda, you better write small. You be writing no damn book today. Ain't no room. Okay, so we go highest to lowest. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a second to finish writing. Oh, I got all the candy, chips, and stuff, so tell your friends. You guys want to buy something? They want to buy something. Come see me.
Hey, Doc.
Huh?
I really need a drink.
Oh, chill. If you don't let go. All right. So look at this one. The examples. They want you to write each polynomial in standard form. Okay. So with our standard form, we got to go in ABC order, highest to lowest. So what is the highest exponent in number 1? 2x to the second power. That means that this one I write first, so it's going to be 2x to the second power. What is the next lowest exponent? Yeah, that's 3x, okay? It really has a 1 right here. This exponent is really 1, okay? So it's going to be plus 3x, and what comes last? The 1. That's all, okay? We need to write it in standard form. We go highest to lowest. Okay, look at 2. What's the highest power?
7.
Or 3, my bad, 3. What has the highest power? No. Okay, when we're looking at power, we're looking at the exponent. So what are the exponent values up here? We got a 3, a 2, and there's really a 1 right here. Which has the highest exponent? Yeah, so it's going to be W3 got to come first. What comes next? 5W to the 2. What comes next?
W.
Yeah, so you're going to say minus W. What comes last?
28.
The 28, which is called a constant. And we'll talk about that. All that means is it has no letter. Okay? Look at 5. What's the highest exponent? 3, okay, and 2 of them have a 3. So look up here. This one, a to the third, and negative 2b to the 3. So which one do we write first?
The positive one.
What standard form tell us to do? Look at it. Well, you wrote it down.
Do ABC order.
ABC order. So what comes first, A or B?
A.
A. So a to the third goes first. What comes next then? The b. Negative 2b to the 3. What would we write next? What's the next lowest exponents? Yeah, the 5, because these exponents have 2, so plus 5a squared b squared, and then what comes next? 2ab. Okay, so if we look at this, you can see it goes 3, 3, 2, 2, and these one have a value of 1. Okay, we go from highest to lowest. It's just rearranging the stuff around. Okay? Yes, sir.
So for number 4, it would be if there's like a minus 24.
You use the sign in front of it, so this is gonna be, it should be minus, and this should be a plus. All right, look at this. Next part, classifying polynomials. Okay, polynomials are classified by their degree and number of terms. Right here by degree, I want you to write exponent. Okay, it's gonna make more sense, but write exponent. Okay, so when we have 0, when there is 0 exponents, it's just gonna be a number, it's called a constant. Okay, and over here I'm gonna write just a number, okay? So maybe it's just gonna say 6 or 2, okay? There's no X's with it. And some of these, so these ones are gonna be the important ones, okay? And you'll see why in just a minute, but we've already started using that vocabulary. When it has one term, one X only, it's called linear. What's a linear look like? We just did it on our test. It's a line. Yeah, it could be this way or this way. Okay. When two degree, it's called a quadratic. Okay, and so it's going to have an x squared in there. What's a quadratic look like? How would you describe that? What's a quadratic look like? We did it on our test.
I forgot.
It's is that one right? Go this way.
It could go down like that, or it could go up like this. And what letter does it look like? A U. Okay, so quadratic, constant, linear, those are things that you're going to use from now for the next 4 years in mathematics, okay? This other garbage, use it for your test, that's it, okay? Cubic is going to be x to the third. Okay, cubic you will be using a lot too. We haven't really started it yet, but you will be, okay? If it has 4, a degree of 4, it's going to be quartic. Okay, the number of terms, and I want you to look up here just in a minute just to see what I'm talking about, because I have a really hard time like writing out what I'm saying, and so hopefully it makes sense. So when we talk about the number of terms, so if you look at this one, it has 1 term. This one has 3 terms, 1, 2, 3. This one has 2 terms, 1, 2. And so when we're talking about the number of terms, that's what I'm talking about. And so I don't really know a way to explain that other than the number of terms. Okay, so if there's some other word that you can use to remember what the number of terms, by all means. Okay, if it has just 1 term, okay, it's going to be a monomial. Okay, if it has 2 terms, it's going to be a binomial. Three terms is going to be a trinomial. And 4+ terms, okay, is going to be a polynomial. So the chances of you remembering all this are not that great, right?
They are nomials.
Okay. That means that you need to take a picture and save it for somewhere. Okay. So then before you go do your test and everything, because I'm not redoing this whole sheet again, you have that, okay? So when you're finished with the sheet today, make sure that you take a picture of it, okay? So, my bad. Okay, look at number 7. Look at 7. So from these, you can describe all these problems with 2 words. Okay, they want you to classify each type of polynomial by the degree and the number of terms. That means you should pick one from each column. So 6, what's it going to be? Constant, linear, quadratic, cubic, quartic. It's going to be a constant. It's just a number. So you're going to write constant. And the number of terms. Does it have 1 term, 2 terms, 3 terms, 4 plus? It only has 1. Okay? And so it's going to be a constant monomial. Okay, look at 9. What's the highest exponent we have? No, exponent. If there isn't one, what is it? 1. So right here, it's p to the 1. So what's it going to be? If it has the highest exponent of 1, what is it? Linear. Okay. And how many terms does it have? 2.